Imagine a world where robots are indistinguishable from humans, where instead of staring into the uncanny valley, you would be looking at everyone as normal people. Binary Domain is a game where such developments are a reality, and the consequences are equally dire. In the future presented here, robotics are capable of creating robots that are indistinguishable from regular human beings, and due to potential ethical complications, these are banned by the Geneva Convention. However, all of a sudden, the US's biggest robotics corporation is attacked by one such robot, and all leads point to a Japanese corporation, Amada. As Dan Marshall, you are tasked with investigating the robotics company responsible for the mistake and bringing those responsible to justice. At first, things start promising. There's actual drama in these circumstances, as you need to earn your teammates' trust.
He's got sleaze on his mind, isn't that right? I knew it. What an asshole. Really?
And are also given an opportunity to contemplate what it really means being human.
What?
However, the premise ultimately feels deeply steeped in the distrust towards machines specific to Japan's older generation. That distrust makes the game feel more like anti-mechanical wish fulfillment than actual vision. What's worse, the game seemingly forgets about its own themes and story as the middle chapters devolve into mere filler, and while there is an attempt at recovery later on, it's simply too little too late for the story by that point. Make no mistake, Binary Domain is, in essence, a cover-based third-person shooter. You take cover behind chest-high walls and gun down anything stupid enough to stand in the open. The biggest difference between it and other games is that here your main enemy consists of robots. They can be dismembered in any way you see fit, with headshots turning them against their own, shooting their legs leaving them to crawl toward you, and if all else fails, you can simply melee them. You can also upgrade your weapons and your character stats, but the one thing you'll always leave the terminals without is medkits, as these offer both you and your teammates a second chance. Your performance in battle affects your relationship with your teammates, as the faster you take out the tin cans, the more they start trusting you. At many points, you are also given the opportunity to respond to them directly, but unfortunately neither affects the story much. What's worse, they seem to not notice you scoring headshots and buying them upgrades, making the system problematic at best. It also appears as though Sega skimped on the voice recognition technology, as your commands are barely ever recognized whether you're talking normally or outright shouting. Voice commands are thankfully optional, but given that contextual chatter is all but impossible without using these, it really hinders your ability to communicate efficiently with the team. What's worse, text commands aren't even available despite this being a PC game. Speaking of the PC version, it's not exactly great. Even with the latest updates, mouse acceleration isn't completely removable, which makes aiming difficult. And everything customization related is done via an external menu. And to top it off, while there are keyboard prompts, someone at Devil's Details forgot to add some for the mouse as well, which only represents further proof that this is a quick and dirty port. Visually, Binary Domain is quite the looker. Character models are very close to the real thing, only occasionally feeling ripped straight out of the uncanny valley. But the environments and animation are no slouches either. The music consists of bitchin' techno rock tunes that really complement the atmosphere, but the corny action movie dialogue doesn't do many favors to either the story or atmosphere. Binary Domain is the definition of a missed opportunity. The gameplay never evolves beyond its basic cover shooting and headfirst enemies, and the story gradually fades away, failing to live up to the initial promise. The unused potential is downright depressing, and the port to PC is not an ideal one. Ultimately, it's neither a bad or good game, just a slightly different one. And that might just be a perfect metaphor for our future.